Good evening, Yellow Jacket Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Catch a Buzz. My name is Ryan King, here with my brother and co-host Sean King. The Jackets had the thriller in Winston-Salem this past Saturday.
Yeah,
It was
thriller.
about as stressful as it could possibly get for a game against another unranked ACC team. But Sean, I want you to go ahead and start it out. Just give me your positives. Kind of address the things that we talked about in our video leading up to the game. I want to hear it. You've been the positive voice on this more so than I have.
Yeah, so I guess the first positive, like I said in our last video, is they had 16 days to prepare. Um, I just had a feeling they were going to come out and give us some trouble. That they weren't going to have an idea what they wanted to do on defense to try and stop us for at least the first half. But obviously, offense plays about the worst football we've seen them play all year. You're down 14 at the half, and you end up coming back. You get to 5-0 for the first time since 2014. You come back from a 17-point lead, which is, I think, the first time we did that since '98. And that is just a massive confidence builder for this team. Because I think with this team, we're going to be down in some games. And we haven't really been down this year other than in that first quarter against Colorado. Um, and I think it's just huge for this team to have been there early in the season against the second ACC team you've played, and it just proves to them that they can do it if it ever happens again. And I think that's something that Key has done a fantastic job at building in this team is just that tough mindset. Um, Now there's a lot of things we need to talk about, but we're 5-0. 5-0. It doesn't matter how you got there. You're 5-0 going into the bye week. You can fix some things up, maybe work on the run game, and check. I know in Buster's presser, he was saying that teams have been giving them fits with the running backs. That's why they've been using Haynes more. So hopefully we can get some of that checked out because you got two great backs in Haynes and Hosley as long as Haynes is back healthy. But you're 5-0. I mean, what else can we ask for? We started the season off saying if you can go into the bye week undefeated, you could have a pretty special season on your hands.
Yeah, and I think that we were kind of saying that in the offseason leading up to that first game against Colorado, and I don't know how much I wanted to believe it, which is why I felt like it was a possibility, but it was so hard to get myself to believe it. But I um I couldn't agree more just about how important it is to get to 5-0 and get into the bye with this win. You can't put into words how important it is, just not only in the national rankings and everything, but for the mentality of the team. I think that if you had dropped that game, it would have been really hard to bounce back from. And I just
100%. Would have been
yeah, it's
demoralizing.
it's
Absolutely demoralizing.
so demoralizing. You lose as a 2 touchdown favorite. It could have been really backbreaking for the season. It would have been, especially going into a bye. Then you're down going into a bye instead of looking forward to the rest of the year.
Yep.
It could have been a really bad situation, and thankfully, it shows the growth of this team. It really does. It's that any other Tech team for the previous decade would have lost that game. Any other team, they would have lost,
Yep.
and instead they managed to. They just put their heads down in the second half, and they said, "Well, here we are, 17-3.
I
Wake
mean, it was
Forest
it
comes
was it
out,
was.
makes it 20-3, and
I mean, it,
you come out and you don't do anything crazy. You just start executing. It's
mhm.
what was missing in the first half. All they did was start to execute. You ran the offense how you're supposed to run the offense. Haynes King is getting chunk plays, which is still a negative. That's not a negative to me, but the volume of Haynes King
Correct.
is a negative. But you started having success. You didn't abandon what worked, and the thing is, That is the reason that we are sitting here and we are not coaching the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, because we were sitting here, we were screaming from the rooftops over text for Philo to go in, for this to change, for that to change. It was like, there's no way you're going to come back from this without making a drastic change, and somehow they did. They literally just, to me, it was a testament to the talent on the roster and how well coached they really do have this team, because you literally changed nothing. All you did was improve your execution, and you absolutely dominated the rest of the game coming out of half. That's all you did,
Yep.
and it
No,
was
I mean
very impressive.
people started dominating their one-on-ones, and that's what happens when you play a team you're
Yep.
supposed to beat. You do your damn job, and you'll blow them out. And I mean, that's what we did in the second half. Well, I mean, I think we probably covered the spread in the second half.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
We wouldn't have
and
won if we
then I
didn't.
don't, yeah, no, and then I mean, defense just came out with a better mentality, and offense finally started clicking. Um, but yeah, I mean, just Haynes with another game with 250 passing and 100 yards rushing. It's just
Yeah,
you
the,
just
the the problem is that he literally accounted for 86% of your offense. He threw the ball 42 times. He rushed it 21 times, and he had something like 349 or 59 yards out of 411 yards for Tech.
that has to be
That
the
that
most he's ever
that
thrown
is
the
the
ball.
definition of unsustainable. That is not something that you can just do week in and week out. You can't. I refuse to believe that that is something that is just going to win you every single game on your schedule. It's impossible. It's not only impossible; it's inexcusable given the talent that you have on that side of the ball. It's
I agree.
legitimately inexcusable. Your backfield is talented out the ass. You've got Jamal Haynes. Hosley is an absolute stud. This is Hosley's backfield from this year on. Not the rest. If Jamal's healthy, it's still his backfield. But moving forward, this is Hosley's team. I am so excited to watch him with Philo in the backfield or Philo under center next year, and then Hosley
Is
as our
Jose
one
is he is he a junior or senior?
junior. Hosley's a junior.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, it's huge. I'm so excited to see him as our RB1 next year. I mean, that kid is he can be very, very good. Um, but again, it's a lack of putting the ball in their hands, and it's something that we have discussed ad nauseum, not only this year but last year as well. It is just a lack of creativity offensively, and I don't. I just struggle so much to understand what the cause of that is, because the only explanation that makes sense to me is that Haynes King just can't throw the ball anymore, and then when it comes to the run game, he like as I said in the preview before Wake Forest, Haynes has to just be pulling the ball more often than he should. That I have no other explanation for why he's getting all of these carries, and our running backs are just basically doing nothing. Because
I mean,
90% of those plays are read options from Haynes King, and Haynes is pulling.
yeah, I mean that's definitely true. Like there's been a few options where Haynes definitely should have handed it off, and he no yards or gets a couple yards when it could have been an explosive play.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's the short down play calling. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of these drives, if they weren't three and out, we've been driving, either turn it over on downs or we're just unsuccessful on third and short. And
Yeah.
it's that seems to be the glaring problem. And look, I think it was a third and one or fourth and one. And what did we do, Ryan?
You know what we did, Sean? We did a QB sneak. And do you know what happened, Sean? It worked.
What?
It
Oh,
worked.
it worked! Holy
It
shit!
worked. It worked. Football doesn't have to be a complicated game sometimes. Sometimes
It
all
really
it
doesn't.
really takes is just using your your brain. I restrained myself there. Use your brain, and you have a very physical quarterback. You take a running back, he pushes the quarterback forward for 6 inches to get a first down. It
And
is literally almost impossible to not pick it up because at the very least your quarterback can stick the ball out and pull it back and there's forward progress. Oh, first down.
yep. And
And
we
and
used the
the
quarterback,
funny thing is, but go ahead. Sorry.
not the tight. I said, and we used the quarterback, not the tight end, like we did. Tried to do against
Exactly.
Clemson.
And that leads in perfectly because I was just sitting here after work today and I was watching the Tech Clemson highlights again, and that play came up, and it is so ironic because we sit here and we constantly bitch and moan about the lack of offensive creativity when it comes to play calling. The only time that goes out the window is on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and then we try to do the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life, and it never works.
It's so
It's the
true.
only
It's so
time we
true.
do it. It's the only time. We never do it on 1st and 10 when you might actually catch them off guard. We do it on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and it gets blown up for a negative play. And it's those type of things where, like, I understand that there's a reason I'm sitting my ass in this chair and not up in the booth calling plays, but I did play this game for a long time, and I do have like a general understanding of things that work and things that don't. And our short game, as you said, is definitely a big concern.
And it shouldn't be. It
No,
shouldn't be. I mean, at least keep it in Haynes' hands, on
yeah,
short, and not try to do these stupid tricks or tunnel
your
screens
personnel
or
is built for this.
yeah. I mean, that's that is our identity, playing hard-nosed physical football.
Yeah, and
So,
it is pretty mind blowing. I hope that they watch that QB sneak 500 times in film over the next 2 weeks and realize, oh wow, Philadelphia won a Super Bowl doing this. Maybe this actually works.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so that was. I mean, realistically, that remains the primary negative, at least for me, when it comes to this team. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be mad at the defense for
Not
their
at all.
performance based off the hand that they were dealt in the first half. I mean, it was literally statistically per PFF, whatever sort of weight that you put into those ratings. It was statistically the worst game for Georgia Tech since Brent Key became the head coach. Uh, that
Oh,
includes
really?
Bowling Green.
I
So
was gonna say, even Bowling Green a couple years ago.
that includes Bowling Green. So somehow this game we were worse ratings wise, but you managed to win, which I'll get away from the negative and I will spin that as the positive that you can look at it as is that it's like it really does show the progress that has been made over the last couple of years under Key. And I hope we're going to find out a lot after the bye about how much that culture has actually changed because his record is not good. It is objectively not good against unranked ACC teams. That game got him one game above 500. And
Eight and
that's
seven
going to
and
have to
one.
continue for 6 more games.
Yeah, no one's gonna be ranked. Not
No,
not not
not
a
a single one
single
of them.
team you play. You don't play Virginia. You don't play Florida State. You don't play Miami. You don't play Louisville. You don't play
Maybe
Duke.
Duke
Maybe
somehow gets ranked. Maybe they get ranked right before you play them. Maybe.
and maybe NC State turns around, but they
Yeah.
played some close games they shouldn't have been in. Yeah, or no, yeah, they lost to Virginia Tech last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're never getting ranked. So yeah, it's literally just Duke. That's the only team I could think, unless Pitt right before Georgia goes on a run
Yeah,
and wins
yeah.
like a bunch of games in a row. Then maybe they'll be ranked. But I, we've been saying it forever. The schedule could not set up any better for you. It really couldn't, because the thing is, you don't have to be perfect against any of these teams. Ideally, you're going to get it together at some point. Hopefully this week. hopefully this week is the reset that you need to really start to put everything together because the pieces are there. The offense has the potential to be incredibly explosive, and the defense has shown flashes of being very like good enough to blow teams out with the offense when the offense is playing at their best.
Yeah. And look, I mean, the defense is still new. I mean, this is the third consecutive year with a new D coordinator. They're learning a new scheme, and I mean, so far, I've been so impressed with this defense. Other than the lack to get to the quarterback, I mean, we're rushing a little
Yeah.
bit, but I mean, we may have a few sacks on the season. I mean, I can't recall any big time sacks that we've had.
Hey, do you know who we're better than in pressure rate?
Who's that?
That would be
Georgia?
Georgia Bulldogs, as
Yeah.
they are currently in terms of pressure rate the 128th ranked team in America. Do you know who's 129th?
How?
Akron. Akron. Do you know who's right ahead of them? Liberty.
Wow. When was the last time Georgia's been that bad pressuring the quarterback?
I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I
It's
don't
got to
think
be the
their
worst
defense
since
has
Kirby's
been
been
this
there.
bad since I watched a 680 The Fan video earlier today. Shout out to Chuck and Chernoff on 680 The Fan, but they were, and to be fair, I missed the entire reason I watched the video. I pulled it up and heard the beginning and the end, and then the whole title of the video was "Did Georgia Tech break Georgia's defense?"
Oh, I
So
saw that talking about
I
Buster.
assumed they were talking about the game last year, but I didn't even hear what they said about about Tech. I completely zoned out
Yeah,
and
no,
was doing something else. But
they said that Buster's scheme really opened up a way to beat Georgia. They were saying that whatever Buster did that game, other teams have been using to help attack Georgia's defense.
which makes sense. I mean, Haynes had like 400 plus yards in that game. I mean, it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, best game of his career.
Well, you know what? We're not even going to talk about it because I don't want to think
No,
about it. I don't want to
no,
think about how that ended. But
no.
but um, and you know what? I don't even want to think about Georgia right now because they're irrelevant until week 12. I only care about
Yep,
them the week that we play them.
yep.
Uh, but so recentering here a little bit back to Tech. I mean, it's like I am just this week did a lot for me in terms of this. I feel like it is what I needed to see to really start to buy in and like give myself a little bit of that hope that this could truly be a special year because as ugly as it was, like I said, there's not a single other year that you win this game. As a
No.
matter of fact, you probably lose like 31-3 every other year that you
Yep,
play this game,
yep. You come out of halftime and it's
let
the
alone come
same
all the way.
crap.
Yep. Yep. And there's clearly something different that's going on this season. And
I think
it's very exciting and that's scary.
there's just that belief. I think I really
Yeah.
do.
I think that
Um,
everybody in that locker room understands what they're capable of.
and what's ahead of them? It's just sets up so perfectly.
Yep.
But again, it's like still with some of the wide receivers, it's just we had some drops that hurt us early in the game. Um,
Yep.
but we're also we're just still just not getting the ball to them enough, and especially tight ends. We're hardly using our tight ends at all. Um,
Yep.
and it just seems like the same. And I'm just going to keep going back to this play calling because it continues just to profusely piss me off. Just the tunnels and we're not throwing the deep shots like we should be when we have speed on the edge. We have a big body on the edge. It's just frustrating. So that's Buster's really gotta they need to take these 2 weeks to go through every single game, see what's been causing that, if they've been missing shots, if Haynes has just been missing wide open people. Like I don't know because I don't watch the all 22, but I would be interested to go see like on some of these past plays if Haynes has just been missing wide open guys or what the cause is. Maybe it's not all Buster's fault. Maybe it is player responsibility, but something's got to change, and it can't be all Haynes King.
Yeah, and I did want to say, so I was thinking about this last night. So let us know. I don't even know if it's a possibility because I don't know where I would find this. But let us know if you would be interested in Sean and I doing film breakdowns if we're able to find the all 22 of Tech games, because I think that would be a lot of fun,
Yeah,
is to start doing some film breakdowns for some of these things that we're talking about so you guys can actually see what we're referencing and it's not just completely, you're trying to visualize it mentally. But I completely agree also with what you were saying about the tight ends, because the tight ends in this scheme can just be fucking lethal, dude. Pardon my French.
hmm
Like, you're so run heavy. You have these big blocking tight ends. Just look at the Falcons game from this past Sunday. I'm actually referencing them in a positive light this time. The touchdown to Kyle Pitts that the Falcons ran was so perfect. He
beautiful,
just locked
beautiful.
up the D end for 1 second, shakes him hard to the pylon, automatic touchdown. It
Yep.
couldn't have been more perfect. Why are you not doing that? Why are you not running plays like that with your tight ends? It's so easy. It's so easy to do, and it's so
Yep. I
effective,
agree.
especially when they're as good of blockers as they are. Because and now that you've reached this point in the season, you have the opportunity to really take advantage of that, because you've got 5 games where you see these guys out on the field and it's like, oh, they're just blocking. Change it. Start going to them. Like, all of these things that Sean and I are complaining about can be remedied so easily. They can be
So
remedied
easily.
so easily, and I don't see any way that they wouldn't be successful. And I don't think that that's arrogant to say, because I think that if you're a Tech fan that's watched every game, I don't see how you could disagree.
Yeah. No.
Um,
I was watching some. I was watching. I think it was Josh Pate said something how Wake Forest got robbed of a game, and it's like, how can you say that when you definitely didn't watch the whole game? There were
exactly.
plenty of calls that went Wake's way, especially that one at the half where it was called a fumble on the field. Don't know how you can overturn that in replay, which causes them to get 3 points instead of us maybe scoring before the end of the half.
Ex-
And I mean, then you're at a
exactly.
then you're at a completely different point in that game. It's not they're not up by
If
three. So it's like
if they uphold that, you could literally be up by 3 at that moment.
exactly. So yeah, I don't want, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think tonight he had us at back up at in the top 10. So
Oh, did he?
yeah, yeah,
That's surprising. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm not too worried about paid. I'm more worried about 3 weeks from now or whenever they start coming out with their playoff rankings. I'm going to be very interested to see
Playoff
that,
rankings.
assuming that Tech's able to
Yeah.
take care of business. When do they come out with that? Do you know? Is it
I
like
think
week
it's week
7 or
eight.
something? Week 8?
I thought it was week 8. Yeah,
God, dude, I hope we're
but
undefeated going into
we'll
that. That's
see.
going to be insane. Okay,
I can't wait.
here's what I
But
want to do. Here's what I want to do. What I kind of want to do is over the next week and a half prior to the upcoming game, I want to do some videos where we might dig into more specific topics related to Tech. But for right now, I really want to just give your overall thoughts on the team, on the bye week,
Here, keep talking.
and
You go
I
first.
want
You
to,
go first.
yeah, and I want to address just kind of our expectations for the rest of the season, and at 5-0 right now in the bye, where is Tech going to end up? So I guess I can kind of lead off, and yeah, I'm not going to be too repetitive here. I mean, play calling has to change. You have to be more dynamic. You can't be one dimensional offensively. It's going to bite you in the ass. There's one. Get the
Yep.
ball in the hands of your skill positions. Get the balls in the hand of your tight ends. Uh, Protect Haynes King. I mean, if he's going to be your starting quarterback for the rest of the season, take care of him. Quit having him run 86% of the offense. I understand that you have a very competent backup, and I like Philo a lot. I'm very excited to see him next year. But this year,
Yep.
I want to see Haynes King. Now, defensively, as Sean alluded to earlier, my only real complaint is the non-existent pass rush. I mean, even against your Temples and
It's
Gardner
just not
Webbs,
there. It's just not there.
it's non-existent. And I don't understand it because your D line has been pretty damn good against the run. But
Yeah.
it's
Very, very good against the
I
run.
hate having to compare it to the Falcons, but unfortunately, I seem to keep finding these apt comparisons where, like, I feel like over the years, the Falcons have really not been that bad against the run, but I mean, they literally have the worst pass rush in the NFL. And it's like, it
Yep.
doesn't really matter how good you are against the run if every team can throw for 400 against you. So that
Hey,
that's going to have to
hey,
change
but
because really, go ahead.
you you can't compare it anymore because I think we're at least top five in the league in pass rush.
Yeah,
Falcons
well,
wise.
yeah, and that's in large part due to Jalen Walker being a fucking stud. Uh,
He has been.
as much
The
as I hate to
sacks
say
aren't
it,
showing up, but he is creating pressure.
oh, he's creating so much pressure and he's so dynamic, just in pursuit. It's unbelievable seeing how he's playing out there as a rookie. And
Yeah.
as much as I hate to say it, it's kind of a "I told you so" to the fact. There's that team over in Athens who has 500 million stars. Why do you never draft a single person off their team? Uh, as much as I don't want to acknowledge it as a Tech fan, as a Falcons fan, it's like, hey, maybe get your head out of your ass. What are you doing? Uh, anyways, yeah, I know
I
we
just
could
got
hear it, John.
the
So that's
head out of
staying in
my
the video.
ass.
That'll be on YouTube. Um, but but yeah. So back to Tech.
I could not.
We're back. We're back. Hey, if
We're
you're
back. We're back though.
28,
We're
what,
back.
however many minutes into the video and actually listening,
Um, but yeah,
yeah.
where'd you
Go
leave
ahead and
off
drop
with
a
the pass
shit
rush?
emoji in the chat if you made it this far. Uh, but anyways, so pass rush is a disaster. Um,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, for me, I think it's you need to take the lead early and hold on to it. And like I said, blow a team out. Blow teams out you're supposed to blow out. I'm so tired of sitting here pity paddling with just lower tier teams. I mean, plain and simple. It's unacceptable, and it's got to change. And now we now have the mentality to win, but now it's about how you win. It's about moving yourself up in the rankings, showing yourself that you actually are a force, that you actually are, a team that nobody wants to play. Um, and that starts with the offense. Like I said, the defense has done every job that that they've been put out this year, and most of these points that have been scored on the defense have come from offensive blunders. Um, but yeah, I mean, you have to come out of this bye week and just make a statement against Virginia Tech, plain and simple, plain and simple. And I think if we do that, my confidence for this team goes through the roof. I really do.